Hey everybody, it's Ann, and tonight is night 48 out of 365 days of keto. And tonight we're making something new. I'm just kind of coming up with it as I cook. I wanted something kind of creamy and cheesy with some chicken. So I'm calling it creamy chicken. I don't know what you call it. So it's one pot, which is, something I'm really big on. I don't want a bunch of dirty dishes. So I'll show you what I've got going on over here in the pan. This is 3 chicken breasts that I sliced up. First, I cooked 1 piece of bacon in the skillet because I wanted that flavor of the bacon, and I left the fat from the bacon in there, and that is what sauteed the chicken. So the chicken has been cooking maybe 7 minutes. I'm going to take it out and put it in this bowl, get it out of the way because I want to saute some veggies, and then I'm going to make the sauce. So the vegetables I have 8 ounces of mushrooms. I have 1 tomato, and let's see, a whole bunch of, that's not really a vegetable, but I have a whole bunch of parsley and garlic, and that's it. And then I'm going to make a sauce out of half and half chicken broth and some Dijon mustard. And then when it's all done, I'm going to sprinkle in some Asiago cheese. So it's going to be just kind of a nice, rich cream sauce that has vegetables and this lean chicken breast. Okay, so just get that out of the pan, get it out of the way, because you don't want to overcook the chicken. That's why I'm taking it out of the pan. And okay, so let's see. Let's put these mushrooms in here. And I think I'll put a little bit of butter. A little bit of butter in here to saute the veg. So I have a teaspoon of butter, okay? And this isn't, this is 4 servings. So a teaspoon of butter is not gonna hurt anybody. We don't do low fat on keto, right? So we'll stir that up. The pan's already hot, so you can go ahead and throw your veg in. And this is just, you can use other kinds of vegetables. You could do broccoli, would be really good in here. Asparagus would be tasty. Those are those are the nice things that go with the cream sauce, like a cheesy cream sauce with some Dijon. That's what I think about when I'm kind of coming up with a recipe in my head, which is nice that I'm doing this video, because then I don't have to type up this recipe. I can just go, oh, what did I do before, and watch the video. Okay, so it looks like a lot of mushrooms. I love mushrooms, so, more is better for me. I'm going to add some salt. If I can find the salt, here it is. I keep my salt in here, and I just pinch it. Put a little on top of the mushrooms. And I salted the chicken as well. So kind of keep track of how much salt you're using when you're cooking like this. So I've got black pepper in here too. Those are my main 3 ingredients. Garlic, pepper, and salt seem to be in almost everything I cook. So I'm going to let these mushrooms cook down until they're nice and soft and reduced down. And then we'll put in the rest of the tomato, and then we'll put in the half and half and the chicken broth, and we'll finish it up. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, so the mushrooms have been cooking about 5 minutes. They're nice and cooked down and soft. I'm going to add these tomatoes that I chopped up and the parsley. So go ahead and scooch that in. And then I grated some Asiago, which is what I'm going to do last. I'll just leave this over here until I'm done cooking. So we'll stir that in. And then the last 3 things we're going to put in are, this is a cup of half and half. And then I'm going to do a cup of chicken broth. Watch your broths, because some of them have more carbs than others. I've seen them with up to 3 carbs per cup, which seems like a lot for chicken broth. And this is, I think, 1. I've seen it for 0. But you really have to, it's hard to find that one. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is about a tablespoon of Dijon. One of my favorite mustards. Just to give it, it kind of gives it a zippiness That's the only thing I can think how to explain it. Just more depth of the flavor. I'm gonna do a little bit more than, it's like 1.5 tablespoons of mustard. You can leave it out. You don't have to put the mustard in if you don't want, or you can do more. I just like that, the body it gives the sauce. I think it tastes really nice. So this is gonna cook for just a few minutes. It's gonna start to thicken, and then I'm gonna put the chicken in just to reheat the chicken enough to, you know, coat the chicken and get it warm again. And then we'll top it with the cheese, and then that's it. The last thing I'm gonna do is I have some rice cauliflower that I'm gonna warm up in the microwave. It only takes a couple minutes, and then I'll pour, I'll put the chicken in the broth and the sauce here on top of the cauliflower. So that is how this is coming together. This is basically how you make a sauce, a gravy, or you know, any kind of sauce for pasta. You would start like this. You don't have to use flour. A lot of, you know, the old-fashioned recipes are making a roux, which is like with flour and butter. You don't have to do that. You can start with cream, or you can start with half and half, just a little bit of time. It'll cook down and thicken up and be really rich and really nice. The reason I did half chicken broth, half and half, because I didn't want such a heavy sauce. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit lighter. So this really helps get you more sauce without all that richness and so many calories. So, you know, just a little tip to how you make a sauce or a gravy. So this is how it's coming together. We got mushrooms, tomatoes, parsley, garlic, and then we have the chicken that we cooked with 1 piece of bacon, and then the Asiago cheese. That's it. Okay, so I'll see you all later. I will put a picture of how this looks when it's all done. The sauce is gonna come up to a bit of a boil, very, very low boil, and it's gonna be about probably 5 minutes before I put the chicken back in. So I'll show pictures when the dish is all done, and if you have any questions, let me know on my page. See you guys tomorrow.